Good morning, Lower School, and welcome to week 8 of our English sessions. This week's focus is on tenses. Now, you might have remembered these from when we've been learning in class, but let's just take a look. When you are writing, you can use words that show if the events have already happened, which is the past, are happening now, which is the present, or will happen in the future, which is the future tense. So let's just take another look, just to remind ourselves and to really remember these. Our past tense. The past tense is used for things that have already happened. An example is that we could say, he was sticky. And the word that gives it away that it was in the past tense is was. In our present tense, it means that something is happening right now, and when something happens regularly. So let's have a look at our example down here. He is sticky. What word do you see that is different? That's correct, it is. That tells us that it's happening right now. What about our future tense then? So the future tense is used to talk about things that haven't happened yet, but that could happen in the future or will happen. So let's look at the example. The example is, he will be sticky. Did you notice what was different? It was the word will. And the be is added so that it can add to that sentence. So he will be sticky, which means he isn't yet, but he will be in the future. Let's take a look at another example, shall we? The first one. Gemma was at the park. She went on the swing. First, can you see which words were used for the past tense? Gemma was at the park. The word was tells us it was in the past tense because she was there, but she isn't there now. She went on the swing first. That word went is a past tense verb and tells us that she did, but isn't now. Let's take a look at the present, shall we? The group of children were very lively. They were dancing non-stop. Is this the present? Oh, I don't think so, as we can see that this is in the past. The group of children were very lively. So they were lively, but they're not now. And let's have a look at this last section. They were dancing non-stop. Can you see this is also in the past tense? Because they were dancing non-stop, but they have stopped now. And our final sentence, the car broke down on the motorway. It wouldn't start at all. Again, this one is in the past tense. The car broke down on the motorway, and this word here, broke, tells us that it had broken, but is either fixed now or is off the motorway. And it wouldn't start at all. That wouldn't tells us that it didn't start when it was back there, in the past. Let's take a look at some examples from the book. This bit is a bit longer from the ones that we've seen before, but don't worry, we've got our lovely word bank here or our referral board down here, so we'll be able to get through it together. I met the Queen yesterday. She was lovely. She told me all about her adventures that she used to go on. Her Majesty gave me a good piece of advice. A good explorer keeps her eyes peeled. I do wonder what she means by that, but for now I shall just treasure it. The boat is taking its own course, slowly making its way through the town. The people here seem really lovely, waving to me and saying hello. I wish I could live here. I will write to my mother and father tomorrow. Maybe they could join me here. Why don't you pause the video and see if you can see which is in the past, the present and the future. Did you find it? These couple of sentences are in the past. How do we know that? Let's explore that a little bit deeper. I met the Queen yesterday. The word met tells us that it was in the past. Another word that gives us a very big clue is yesterday. She was lovely. As you can see, the word was tells us it's in the past tense. She told me all about her adventures that she used to go on. There are two words in this sentence that help us out. It's told and used to, or used. Okay, so she told me all about her adventures that she used to go on. So she's no longer on the adventures, but she used to go on them. Those words help us to work out that it's in the past tense. Her Majesty gave me a good piece of advice. The word gave here tells us that she was given that piece of advice yesterday, but not now. So these sentences are in the past. What do we think these sentences are in then? Did you work it out? It was the present tense. Well done. How do we know that these are in the present tense? Well, I do wonder what she means by that. The word do helps us understand that she's thinking that now. But for now, I shall just treasure it. The word now helps us understand that it's in the present tense because it's happening right now. The boat is taking its own course, slowly making its way through the town. So the boat is taking its own course. That word is helps us understand that the boat is doing that right at this moment. So if we've got past, present, what does that leave us for the last couple of sentences? Have you worked it out? That's correct. It's future. Well done if you got that at home. The future sentences, let's have a look together, shall we? The people here really seem lovely, waving to me and saying hello. Well, that one doesn't have anything that stands out as future, but the next couple of sentences do. Let's take a look. I wish I could live here. The word could here is what we call a modal verb, so it could happen, but it might not. But that area of possibility tells us it's in the future. I will write to my mother and father tomorrow. There's two words that give us a clue that this is in the future tense. Did you spot them? It's will and tomorrow. And our last part of the sentence is, maybe they could join me here. And that word could again arises to say that there's an area of possibility. Could, would, should. They're all in the future tense because maybe they could join me here, and as we know, the girl is writing to her family tomorrow. So she will find out the response in the future. Your task this week is, why don't you try and write a piece either with all three tenses or choosing one, and post it on Purple Mash blogs so that your class teachers and your peers can see it. Why not try and hide which tense it is and see if anybody can guess, and they can give reasons as to why they think it's in the future tense, present tense, or past tense. I look forward to seeing all of your contributions and can't wait to share with you next week's grammar objective.